Yo, what's going on everyone? In today's video, I will be showing you the fastest way to be leveling up your account this week in GTA 5 Online, earning you over 350,000 RP on average every hour. Which this amount of RP could literally level up your account multiple levels in under an hour, which is insane. So if you go on to enjoy, please don't forget to go down below and drop a like on the video. But now let's get into this best way to level up this week. Alright, but we are going to be using the peyote plants because they are finally back only for this week, and if you don't know where any of these are located at, I'll leave a link down below in the description for a map showing you all of the locations. Or you could also take a look at this screenshot. This screenshot shows you all of the locations. Anyway, once you get over to any one of those peyote plant locations, you should see it on the ground. So what you want to do is go up to it and click right D-pad to eat it. After that, you'll turn into a random animal, and once you are turned into that animal, what you want to do is stay still but open up the pause menu, then go over to where it says online, click jobs, play job, rocks are created, parachuting, and start the parachuting job at the very top. Once you loaded all the way into the parachuting job, all we need to do from here is simply quit the job, and once we quit, you'll notice that you spawned right back at that same area that we ate the peyote plants at. And by doing this trick is super helpful because we are able to spawn right at that same area that we ate the plant at. So from here we could literally get back on our vehicle and go over to the next location that is nearest to this one to eat the next peyote plant. And if you are wondering how much RP these peyote plants give you, you get 5,000 RP per peyote plant, which is a lot of RP. You should also know that sometimes when looking for these peyote plant locations and you arrive over there, sometimes the peyote plant will not be spawned in, so just hang around the area and eventually it should spawn in. Once you are at the next peyote plant though, all you want to do is the same thing again, eat the peyote plant, and once you turn into an animal, you want to open up the pause menu, go over to where it says online, click jobs, play job, rocks are created, and then parachuting, and start the very top parachuting job. Then once again, once loaded in, all we need to do is simply back out, and just like that, we are now spawned at the exact same area that we ate that plant at, and we also got that 5,000 RP. But yeah, that is the reason we are doing this trick by joining the job, because after we spawn back in, we'll be at the exact same area that we ate the plant at, so we could literally get back on our vehicle and go over to the next peyote plant location. Because normally what would happen after you eat one of these plants is you have two options. You'll either respawn or you'll die, and after you do one of those two, you'll spawn at a hospital nearby, which is really annoying. Because it would be easier if you just spawn right back at that same area that you ate the plant at. That way you could literally just get back on the vehicle that you were nearest at that plant with to get back on it and go over to the next location. But if you spawn at the hospital, it is annoying because you have to recall your vehicle every time. But you don't even have to worry about that, because with this trick that I'm showing you in this video, you'll always spawn at the same area that you ate the plant at to get back on your vehicle after you ate it. But anyway, now that we went over the trick to be doing when collecting all of these peyote plant locations around the map, let's go over the best vehicles to be using to make this process even faster. Because you could technically use any vehicle in the game like a normal car or a motorcycle, but personally the fastest vehicles that I would recommend using is an Oppressor Mark II, probably the best option, a regular Oppressor, or even the Sparrow. And if you don't have any of those, any helicopter will also do. Basically any single air vehicle will be the best option when collecting all of these peyote plants. And this also goes without saying, I'm pretty sure most of you will already be doing this, but once you are collecting all of these plants, I recommend hitting up the locations that are nearest to whatever location you just collected. So for example, you just saw I collected that peyote plant and the nearest one was just up the street here for me, which is not far whatsoever. So basically after you collect one of the plants, just go over to the nearest plant that is closest to you. And as long as you are doing this in one of those vehicles that I recommended to you, you should be able to collect all of these plants in under an hour. And if you are wondering how many total peyote plants there are to collect around the map, there is over 76. But 54 of those peyote plants are going to be land ones, and the other 24 will be underwater peyote plants. And if you are wondering, yes, there are peyote plants that are underwater and also on land. Personally, I always go for the land peyote plants first since those are the easiest, but you also could go for the underwater ones if you wanted to. And these underwater peyote plants are pretty cool as well, because once you eat one, of course, you'll turn into an underwater animal, which I turned into a shark in this case. Anyway, I'm sure you also are wondering how often do these peyote plants respawn, because after you do eat one, it will disappear and respawn after a certain amount of time, and that time is only after 48 minutes, which is not that bad. So basically after you eat one of these plants, that's why I said it is basically just better off for you to go after all of the other plants, because after you are done collecting all of these plants, most likely the first one that you collected at the very beginning will already be respawned and ready for you to go collect it again. Anyway, I also wanted to talk about a topic that happened earlier in the week when they first released the peyote plants, because I wonder if it happened to any of you watching the video right now. If it did, please let me know down below in the comment section what happened. But apparently when they first released the peyote plants with this week's weekly update, there were some players reporting that after they ate a peyote plant, they got a 1-month cooldown timer in between each plant, which is insane. So basically, after a player were to eat one of these peyote plants, they would have to wait 1 whole month for that same plant to respawn instead of the normal 48 minutes. But don't worry, they fixed this actually a couple days ago. Luckily, I think it was only a bug for like 1 day after they released it. But if this did happen to you, let me know down below in the comment section what happened, how you figured it out, and if it is fixed now, because hopefully it is fixed for everyone now. But yeah, the cooldown is normally supposed to be only 48 minutes, and like I said, there is over 76 peyote plants for us to be collecting, so chances are after you collect all of these peyote plants, or even if you are like halfway through it, it should have already hit 48 minutes, and by that time, all of the ones that you collected before should have already respawned and be ready for you to go collect again. And a cool way to track which plants you already ate to not be confused whatsoever when doing this to level up really fast is by using the website that I linked down below in the description. That website allows you to uncheck and also check the peyote plants that you already ate. That way, once you eat one, you could literally just uncheck it. That way it doesn't show on the map anymore. And once you uncheck all of them, that will let you know that you collected all of them. And yeah, we now went over basically every single thing that you need to know about doing this week's best way to be leveling up in GTA 5 Online using the peyote plants, and also the tricks that I showed you in today's video. You of course know how to spawn at the same area that you ate the plants at now. You also know the best vehicles to be using to collect all of these plants, and you also know all of the cooldown timers with them. The only thing I didn't go over is how fast you'll actually be leveling up, and this completely depends on what rank you already are. Now, if your character is anywhere under level 300, this will be leveling up your character's account super fast, like over a bar every single plant. And 1 bar of RP is pretty insane to earn after eating just one single one of these peyote plants, but like I said, that is only for the people under level 300, and if you are over level 300, this might be slightly less than 1 bar of RP that you'll get per plant. But even if you are a high level, this is definitely the best way out of anything in the entire game of GTA 5 Online to be leveling up your account the fastest way possible. Anyway, that is now going to be the end of today's video. You officially know the fastest way to be leveling up your account this week in GTA 5 Online, taking advantage of the peyote plants that are only in GTA 5 Online for this week. If you went on to enjoy the video, or if it helped you out in any way, please do me a favor by going down below and dropping a like on the video before you click off. And of course, if you aren't already, make sure you also hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you all in my very next GTA 5 Online video. Peace.